Yo, in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through the entire process of this music video I shot last month. I'll be covering the rough ideation for the video, what we got up to on shoot day, my current Premiere Pro workflow step by step, and the VFX breakdown of 4 of the effects I did in the music video. Bro, I've been delaying this video for half a month because it was effort. But trust me guys, this is a goldmine. Timestamps are up on the screen, but I highly recommend you watch the entire video because that way you'll get the most value from watching. But before we go forward, if you do want to watch the actual music video I'm talking about, type in the search bar Kaze G Love and this upload should come up. But now, let's get straight into it. But yeah, coming up to like the brainstorming part of the video, it actually turned into a bit more of a run and gun style video. There's not really much I could have predicted when it came to this one, but this ended up being our superpower, and I ended up just going with the feel of recreating the day into a music video, if that makes sense. Just documenting the whole process, basically capture all the emotions of the artist and the whole feeling throughout the entire day, all the way ranging from traveling to performing and then the actual after party afterwards. So in that case, I just made sure I packed my bag with the intent of being able to maneuver quickly. Stuff like my pocket lights, which I'm using right now. We're going to London and we're coming back. They were nice enough to offer me a lift as well, by the way, so appreciate them for that. But yeah, it was going to be a very unpredictable one. I'd have to be able to pull things out very quickly, no diddy, and also be able to set up in a moment's notice to grab a shot. But yeah man, getting onto those window shots, obviously I had to make sure I had that neck strap on because that's what I tend to use majority of the time. Hanging out the window with the neck strap just to kind of have that little bit of safety. Not for myself really, but for my camera, because it'd be devastating if I dropped that. That's why I have it. Now I knew this was one of those only opportunities I'd be able to get some shots like this for the video, so I made sure to get tons and tons of footage of this car rolling on the motorway. But now we're heading in for the mic check. I managed to get some nice B-roll of the venue while it was empty, and I could go places where I wouldn't have been able to go when it was packed, because trust me, it was a massive venue full of people by the end of it as well. And bro, I apologize about the whole tiredness and the flat tone, because oh my god, the last 4 days I've had in London, barely any sleep and a lot of activity. So yeah, I'm done man. If I'm being completely honest, I'm about to knock out on the carpet as soon as I finish this, but yeah. So I was on the sidelines getting a nice little side performance scene. He performed about maybe 4 or 5 songs. Obviously the one we were doing though was near the end. He made sure to call me before he was putting the song on, and yeah man, I just made sure to get a nice little performance scene of the side. I made sure to kind of try and match the movement with his hand. I tend to do that quite a bit right now. I don't know if I'm gonna grow out of it or not, but yeah, just got loads of different varied shots of him on the stage and made sure to get some scenes of the crowd as well from the front on, right, which did help in kind of getting that multiple camera look as well. Now I want to quickly mention one little Easter egg in this video. You can see in the intro we have the announcer saying, "Make some noise for my boy Kaze." I was behind my artist in backstage when the guy said that. Luckily my camera picked up the audio for it, but I wasn't on the stage when it happened. So I've got the audio, but I don't have the visuals to match it, and this was a big problem for me, so I needed to get some footage. And you know what, I knew it was going to be a problem, so I made sure to stay an extra 2-3 minutes on the stage just capturing the announcer to see if I could get any like vocal things he says that matches the original audio, and then even if there's any motions like pointing at the backstage again. And to be honest, the way the audio matched with the announcer I think looked pretty realistic, but once you see it, now that I told you, you won't be able to unsee it, and neither can I. Now here I'm in a sticky situation. I've only got 2 performance scenes and a bunch of B-roll for a 2-minute 37-second video. That's going to be boring if I don't do something about it, so I had to make sure we need to come up with some new scenes right now and get minimum 4 to 5. So I had a conversation with the artist and I'm like, look, this video, we need more scenes in it. We haven't got more than enough, and luckily we had some time now just to go and scout a little bit. So we went and had a look around the building real quick, and kind of the stairwell caught our eye. A nice little simple stairwell scene, but this time I switched to my wide lens, which is a 10mm fisheye. So for the wide one, I did 2 scenes of the exact same thing. One where I was focusing on going to each different person, and then one focusing entirely on him. This allows me to like kind of blend everything a bit better, but also I swapped around the positions of all of his boys in both of them. So that way I could use it in one half and the other half, with it having that nice little change and not being too repetitive. But after the stairwell scenes, we ended up going back to the apartment upstairs just to get the last maybe 2 scenes I ended up going with. But because we were moving so much and I barely had opportunities for us to shoot performances, now was the time we had to lock in and get the rest of them so we don't have to worry anymore and it won't be boring. Now, what I went with in the end was, I believe it was the kitchen scene first. This was probably one of my favorite ones. It just naturally looks really good. Had the boys in the back, had him just in front of the table itself, and just shot it like a normal performance scene, handheld once again. To give it a bit more variation though, for the next one, I let them chill for a bit and I set up my gimbal on that table while everyone was having a flipping after party. And oh my god, every single time I try to set up my gimbal in public, it always somehow likes to mess me about. Maybe I just need more practice with it. I'm still getting used to shooting on a gimbal, so I did find it pretty nice because now we've got a bit of variation. We've got a bunch of handheld scenes, a wide handheld scene, and now a gimbal scene. Ideally, I would have liked to use my gimbal a bit more, but I didn't really have access to it like I did then. But in the end of the day, it still worked. So now all of the scenes have been sorted, plenty of B-roll. I made sure to get some extra B-roll of the party before we called it a day, and then by the end of it, we're all sorted. I say, yo, that's a wrap. We're ready to go now. But you know what? I was lucky enough to get a ride back, and in the 3-hour journey, I believe it was, hour and 37, boom, everything's transferred and now onto my hard drive. Now we're onto the editing process. Alright, cool. So like one thing that you notice, right, with what I do with my workflow is I always nest all of the performance scenes in general. That's because if I have to change the color grade or anything like that, it's super easy because I could just click inside of that nest, change the color grade, and it updates throughout the whole music video. And if it was the other way, where I did clip by clip without any nesting, I'd have to go onto each one of those clips and readjust the color grade and copy and paste and copy and paste. And that's just so much longer than it needs to be. So always nest your clips before you organize them. And the way I edit them might be slightly different to the other people you may know, but this method works for me and it helps me do them super quick as well. So I trust it. Essentially, I stack all of them on top of each other. Let's say we've got 6-7 performance scenes. I'll stack them all on top of each other, make sure they're all synchronized, of course. And then instead of using the multicam, I don't really like the multicam, you know. One thing I'll do is I'll just go clip by clip and then watch each single one of them and then cut out that little segment from where I want it to be and drag it up maybe 2-3 layers. So eventually, like you can see on the screen, I have a full bar at the top full of all the cut layers, and then you have complete unorganized mess underneath it. Call it personal preference. Multicam can be very useful for some people, but it just doesn't work for me. In my case, I have a very chaotic style, but nevertheless, for me, I can easily see what's what. I can easily identify which clips I need to be where. I can customize whatever I need to. Just gives me all the creative freedom I need with this chaotic method. And at the same time, if I need to make any changes, it's not that difficult to do it. There isn't any secret method to editing music videos. It's whatever works for you, and the more you do it, the more you'll develop your own workflow. And that's what's so important. When you see all these videos that say the best workflow for music videos, it might work for them, it might not work for you. The best workflow is the one that works for you. Everyone is different, but over time, you'll watch more videos, look at other people's processes, and kind of amalgamate them all into your own process. But yeah, man, that's how I edit them. I'm not really going to sugarcoat it. It's really as simple as it looks. As you can see, I layer all my clips and then I go through one by one, hiding each layer and finding what matches best. If I feel none of them match, that's when I know to add in B-roll. And now over time, I don't have a specific system for B-roll, but like you see in this one here, I have my own sequence filled with all the B-roll, and then I can have a look through and see what I think will fit best in there. It's all about trial and error, but essentially, if you truly lock in, you can get it done in a few hours at max. And with B-roll, you tend to kind of build a system over time. The more you do it, the better you get. For example, when I first started, I didn't really know how to use B-roll as much as I do now. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not going to say my method is the best flipping ever. Like, I've still got a lot I need to improve on, but regardless, I can edit the music videos quick, but also I'm still improving regardless. You can never stop improving. But yeah, man, that's the Premiere Pro side done. Let's move on to After Effects now. On this channel, 95% of the videos are After Effects tutorials. So let me walk you through some of the VFX clips I done on this video. So making this 3D tracked fire outline title card is actually pretty simple. All you really got to do is first off, make your text layer in your clip and also make sure to 3D track everything. Luckily, with it being a city background, the 3D track was perfect. Normally I have so much problems with 3D tracking. And sometimes the 3D tracker can make some wacko values. So if you just add in a text, make it 3D, it can start jumping about the place because the Z value is out of whack. And that's exactly why I make a solid, because wherever you place it, after you highlight all of it, select it and press create solid in camera, that's exactly where the Z value is going to be calculated to. So it'd be perfect to use that same value for your text layer as well. So that's what I always do anyways. You can do the same for a note as well, I guess, but I always use solid because it's much easier for me to visualize and just double check everything looks proper. But the next thing I did was roto brush out this car layer because it would look a bit weird if the car's passing and the text is over the top of the car when the text is all the way on the other side of the river. That doesn't really make sense, does it? So to kind of add to the realism aspect a bit, just rotoscoped it out. Added a bit of feather as well to make it look a bit more realistic. Also made sure to reduce the chatter so it didn't jump around too much. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I can't really overcomplicate it. All I really did was add the text, 3D track it, and then also now onto the saber part. Once you've added in saber, you can go with a bunch of different presets. Originally I did use electric, but then I ended up moving it to I think firestorm later on. But then you can adjust the glow, spread the intensity, whatever you feel. But the main thing you need to do is go into the customize core, then go to the core type and select text layer. Then from there, go to that text layer option and select your text. In my case, I already have my text layer Kaze ready there, and it was the same with the other title that said G Love, which was the title of the song. It's the same process really. As long as you select the text layer on the customized core, you're ready to go. Then the next thing you need to do is make sure you go to render settings, go down to the composite settings and change it from black to transparent so you can actually see the background. So by now you've created your solid, you've got your saber text, but it's not tracked at all. All you need to do is just make the saber layer 3D, then press P on the saber layer and the track solid layer and copy and paste the Z value from the track solid to your saber solid. And then you have a perfectly tracked saber text title. Pretty sick. I'm not going to go on about all the different types of presets you can go for. That you can choose yourself. But for me, I went through a bunch of different ones from torch to firestorm to electric. I don't know, man. Use whatever you feel's best. So the artist also budgeted for some light VFX, so I did a lot of rotoscope effects where I'd rotoscope out the hands and then add in some deep glow and some flickers as well, just to create some cool little effects here and there. I also did a good few mini-max transitions, and honestly, with the clips that were inside the club, because I only had my neck strap and my light camera, there was not really a best way to stabilize it. In fact, it was very shaky footage. So the best thing I did though was just use the stabilized warp. I used the stabilized warp so much in this video, man, and it saved my ass big time. Another cool rotoscope effect to do is to add in a luma key and then drag it down on the key out darker side, then put on the deep glow underneath it, and it creates a really cool highlight glow effect. I used it quite a bit in this video as well, to be fair. I also did a lot of like jewelry effects on watches, chains and like grills. I used a lot of jewelry shines, and I did this really easily with the Trap Essentials pack. I've got this effect in there called the Easy Jewelry Shine, which I can just drag and drop onto any of these layers. It'll save my ass every single time. I don't have to bother kind of adjusting it so much. It only takes a few little clicks here and there. I just drag and drop it on and boom, I've got some jewelry shines and it's like glinting everywhere. Pretty sick. I'm gonna be real with you. There's one thing that I haven't said that I done, but we done it and we pulled it off good. I used AI in this video, but the good thing is you can't spot where it is because it's only a minimal change, but it saves me a lot of time and it kind of caters into the VFX budget as well. So I had all these video clips of a BMW in the daylight on the motorway. But to give it a bit of variation, the song is about 2.5 minutes long. We can't just have a daylight clip all the way throughout the video, especially till we get to the nighttime scenes where it's performances. It just doesn't make sense. I used Higgsfield AI to turn a daylight scene into a nighttime scene. I was so surprised with it, but you can't just leave it as it is because it does look a little bit like AI. Also, there's no number plate. So what I ended up doing was going into After Effects and adding in a new effect to give it that realism look. So that brings me to this clip right here, the night vision clip. After a few different effects, I was shocked, to be honest with you. Because the good thing is we're using AI Smart here. The clip itself is real, the camera shake is real, it's the exact same video, but only with the sky and the lighting replaced, which is also just mad to me how we can do that nowadays. And then couple that in with the night vision preset and oh my days, people can't even tell that's AI, man. At least just the sky. The rest of it is real, I promise you. But yeah, man, it was a pretty cool effect if you ask me. If you do want to learn the night vision effect, there is another one on my channel where you can learn that for completely free. But if you don't want to waste time, I've got a miniature pack on my website called the Trap Essentials Foundation, which does have a night vision scope effect for a preset you can just drag and drop on, and boom, that's exactly what I used as well. And what else? I mean, we also had face tracking as well to kind of make that little cool stabilized effect that we see in a few different music videos. I think it has that really cool effect, but combining them all together, that's how you light VFX a music video. If you want me to go more into depth on each one of these, comment down below which one you want to see a full tutorial on. If you want to check out the 2 packs I used in this music video, they're both linked in the description, so go check them out. Thanks for supporting the channel, hope you learned something, I'll catch you lot later.